Welcome, boys and girls, to our lesson on making judgments. Making judgments is a useful reading skill that I'm sure will help you to become a good reader. Are you ready? Let's go. Our lesson objectives are 1. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to recall what it means to make a judgment. 2. You will be able to make judgments using pictures. And 3. You will be able to use judgments to understand a story. What does it mean to make a judgment? Boys and girls, I know you're wondering, are we going to learn to be a judge like in a courtroom? Well, not exactly. Let's use an acronym so that you can remember what it means to judge during reading. J. J is for just think about what you read. Good readers put a lot of thought into their reading. They listen to the reader's voice and they think about what's being said. You use your experiences, what you know. Readers use their experiences and things that have happened to them in the real world, and it helps them to make a judgment. D. Decide on what you believe has happened. When reading, readers make judgments and form opinions about the character's decisions, and the character's actions, and decide what he or she believes. G. Gain enough information to form an opinion. The reader reads to find information so that information will help him to make his own opinion. And E. End up with a sensible answer. Whatever the reader makes as a judgment, it must make sense. It must be sensible. Are you ready to be an active reader so that you can make a good judgment? Come on, let's try it out. We're going to read a short story together. And at the end of the story, we're going to answer the question, which animal is it? Now, as we're reading, we're going to be active readers. I want you to ask yourself some questions and make connections so that you can figure out what the clue is that will help you to make the right judgment. Are you ready to read with me? Let's go. Jane went outside for a walk. She looked up when she heard chirp, chirp. Let's read it one more time. Jane went outside for a walk. She looked up when she heard chirp, chirp. Are there any clues in there that will help us to figure out which animal Jane saw? We have to make a judgment based on clues. Let's look at the story closely. Oh, I heard you say it. You said the words chirp, chirp. That's actually a sound word. Which animal makes that sound? Is it A, a bird, B, a hippopotamus, or C, a lion? Which one do you think made the chirp, chirp sound? It's not B and it's not C, so it must be A, the bird. You just made a judgment based on the clues in the story. Very good. This time, we are going to make connections. Good readers always think about their own experiences as they read, and their experiences help them to make good judgments. Let's see if you can use your good judgment to guess the color. Are you ready to read this story with me? We're going to read this one only once. Josh and Ted started their own baseball team. They wanted the team shirts to be the color of the sun. This is an interesting story, and there's a clue in there that's going to help us answer the question. Guess the color. What color are the shirts that Josh and Ted picked out for their baseball team? How will we figure that out? Well, the phrase, the color of the sun, makes us make a connection. We know that the sun is usually one color. Is it blue, yellow, or orange? You got it right. I knew you knew it. The sun is yellow. So what judgment can we make? What color are the team's shirts? Yes, good job, guys. Their shirts are yellow. You are such a good judge, making really good judgments. Another thing that's important when we're making judgments is that we form an opinion. Good readers agree or disagree with the character's actions, and they think about whether it's good or bad. And they also can conclude what they learned from the character's behavior. Let's play match game. We're going to think about two very popular nursery rhymes that I know you love very much. And we're going to make judgments based on the nursery rhyme. So I'm going to need you to say the nursery rhymes in your mind. Don't say it aloud, and see if you can remember what happened in the nursery rhyme. The first one we're going to think about is Jack and Jill went up the hill. Do you remember that one? Do you see the picture of Jack and Jill? I'm sure you remember that they went up the hill. What happened in the nursery rhyme? What judgment can we make from what happens in the nursery rhyme? The second nursery rhyme is the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. You know that one? Say it in your mind. Do you remember what happened to the spider? Do you remember what the spider kept doing? What does that teach us? What judgment can we get from the itsy bitsy spider? Let's look on the right. The first judgment is never give up, keep trying. And the second judgment is you must be careful climbing up a hill. Which judgment matches the nursery rhyme? Let's start with Jack and Jill. Can we make the judgment that that nursery rhyme is teaching us that we must never give up and keep trying? Or did it teach us you must be careful climbing up a hill? You got it! Jack and Jill went up the hill, and at the end they came tumbling over or down the hill. The judgment is we must be very careful when we're climbing up a hill. Good job. Now what about the itsy bitsy spider? She went up the water spout, and when the rain came down, she came down with it, but then she kept trying to get back up. The judgment is never give up. You must always keep trying. You did a wonderful job at that match game. Wasn't that fun? Here we have another story. In this story, we're going to learn about two best friends, and we're going to see if we can come up with a good judgment from this story. Come on, let's read it. Danny was sick and did not come to school. Rob went to his home to bring his homework and to see how he was feeling. Isn't that a nice story about friendship, boys and girls? I think so. But now, from this story, what do you think is a judgment that we can make? Use your experiences and use what you read. I heard you say it. You said Rob was a good friend. Rob is a very good friend. Do you think that that is a judgment that we made from this story? Yes or no? Yes, it is. We were able to make a judgment based on the fact that Rob missed his friend from school, went to his home to bring his homework because he wanted to see how he was feeling. Very good judgment. Oh, this is cool. We're going to read another story, and this time, 2 judgments were made, and we have to decide which judgment is the correct one using the information in the story. Are you ready to read it with me? Let's go. Jean sat and ate her pancakes and eggs. Then she picked up her backpack and ran out the door. From this story, would you be able to make a judgment? Well, let's look at judgment 1 on the left. Jean was going to the park. What about the judgment on the right? Jean was going to school. We have to look back in the story for some clues to figure out where Jean was going. The story told us that she picked up her backpack and ran out of the door. So, let's make a judgment. Where would Jean be going with her backpack? Was she going to the park or was she going to school? We have to say yes or no to figure out which one of these judgments is correct. Let's see what you said. You said that Jean was going to school. And no to Jean was going to the park. Yes, you are right. Jean was going to school. You made a judgment again. You're such a good judge. Boys and girls, this is the end of our lesson, but I am so proud of you. You are an awesome judge and a good reader. I want you to practice being a judge and making good judgments. So here's an activity that you can do with your mom and dad. I want you to look at this picture and make at least 2 judgments about this picture and share it with your brothers and sisters or your family. Enjoy! See you next time!